Hello, precious people. I'm Jacqueline Parks. Welcome to my studio, Stampin' Turtles. And today we are going to be doing a fun wreath because one of my students asked if I would do that. She couldn't make the class in person. And I said, sure, why not? We'll do a little video, quick little tutorial. Let me see if we can hear us. Let's see. Oh, yes, we are working. We are live. We are live, and it's almost Christmas. Are you all done with your shopping? No? But you still got time. I still got time. Maybe we'll buy something last minute, right? We're going to buy last minute presents for people. Are we going to do that? Probably. That's what I always do. I haven't sent out my Christmas cards yet. I did have them printed out of this. And I love my printer. He's a local guy. He does quick and easy stuff. And does a great job. And I have a stack of them. Will they get in the mail in time? We'll see. Probably not. You'll get them after Christmas if you're on my list. And the way to get on my list is send me one. So if you know me, send me one and I'll send you one back. Today we're painting simple, loose. I need some paper, y'all. Oops, I just dropped a whole bunch of paper. We're just going to use this economical Canson XL watercolor paper. This is ginormous, so we're not going to use this large piece. Just gonna go cut it. We're gonna go cut it. All right, we're cutting it. Do you know? I don't think you need to watch me cut. So I'm gonna just transition to my table. You can look at my table. You can look at, I may show you since these things fell down. These are some quick, easy, loose watercolors I've done. You can look at them. I am cutting paper. So what are y'all up to? What are you doing today? Are you stressing out? Are you enjoying the holidays? What are you doing? Are you sitting there drinking coffee? Because I drank some coffee. Now I'm drinking some tea. So we're going to drink some tea. I've got my tea right here. My tea bag fell inside. That's okay though. That's okay. And you know me, I gotta have my Coastal Combi Company. Whoosha. I say it should be called Holy Honey since my pastor makes it, but I don't know. Could be Holy Honey, Holy Bees. I don't know. What do you think? Have you guys ever watched the bee guy? What's that guy? The Killer Bee Nation guy, whatever. He's got like killer bees and he says they're in all lower 48 something. And I hope they're not in Alabama, but apparently they could be. And look at this cute little spoon. I have a cute little spoon. So I'll put my little honey. In here. I keep this in my office. I don't share it with people. Because I gotta have this honey. So lemon ginger. Fun fact, did you know that I think they make watercolors with honey? I think that's the old way. I don't know if everybody does that, if it's still done. I've looked up how to make watercolor paint, and you can use honey as a binder. Did you know that? It's really fun. Super fun. I would love to learn how to paint. How to make paint. That would be so fun. So we got that right there. I got my precious little cup. It says to be still and know. Because you know what? Sometimes we're going through things and it's just best to let God work it out. And be still. Be still and know that He is God. I see someone is in the chat, but they have not replied or said anything. Hello, Say something, please, in the chat. I don't know. I'm being silly today. I think it's all the sugar. I've been eating cookies like crazy, like so many cookies. Debbie from my church gave my husband and I some cookies that are like thebomb.com. They're made with peanut butter, Ritz crackers, and dipped in chocolate. They're just amazing, addictive. Also, what else have I been eating? I made cookies. The recipe called for like 3 cups of flour. I'm like, should we half this? And everyone's like, no, make the full recipe. And I said, okay. So we made all of it, and it had a cup of butter, a cup of sugar, a cup of brown sugar, a cup of peanut butter, there's so many cups of stuff. It was like amazing. And then my mixer was like struggling. I said, we need industrial mixer for this thing. But they were like, it's okay. So we had fun making cookies. They were the ones, the peanut butter, where you put the Hershey Kiss. After you bake it, you put the Hershey Kiss on it. Just really good. I don't know what those are called. Blossoms, something. I don't even know. Linda Ba, I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. You are like so sweet and faithful to me. I love you, girl. Hope you're having a good Christmas. I'm having a busy Christmas, so it's been one of those days already that I've been out to the post office. I mailed a commission, and they said it's not going to get there till Saturday, and I just pray it gets there before Christmas. We'll see. So anyways, let's see what we're going to do here. Let's see what I can deliver today to you guys. I can deliver a painting, right? Sometimes, I don't know. I'm going to do a square. And what I want to show you guys real quick with this wreath technique, because I think you guys overthink it. You overthink it, and it's really simple. There's 2 ways to do this little thing. So I could paint the edge of this. Can you see what I'm doing? I know. You know what's so funny? I've stopped kind of commenting on videos too, just because I'm watching them in the background. So do you guys watch a lot of videos just on in the background? That might be some of the reason why we're not getting as many views, because people aren't liking and commenting. Let's see what happens. Turn it just a little bit and see what happens. Voila. Voila, y'all. Voila. Let me see. I'm going to do a little close up so you can see better. So I just did that with a little bit of paint on the rim. And my dog is barking. Hopefully you don't hear that. Oh, Merry Christmas to the Barb IQ. I'm not sure what your real name is, girl. Tell me, and I will refer to you in the chat. Is that? Oh, Linda Voss says, yes, I am watching you on TV. That's why I don't comment a lot. Oh, that is so true. Sometimes we don't comment because we are too busy doing stuff in the background, right? Are we doing stuff while we multitask? I think that's what's wrong with my brain, is I'm multitasking all the time, like all the time. Oh, that's your sister Bobby. Hey, Bobby. Girl, you are precious to join me. You are so amazing and nice. And I hope you're having a great Christmas right now. Season. I don't know why my dog is barking. There's nobody outside. I don't see nobody out there. Anyways, just because she wants to. I think I've told you guys this story before, but we had people digging up the fiber optics in our front yard. There was like 7 men out there digging up the whole yard, basically, with like machinery and everything. She didn't bark once. Not once. And I look out there right now. There's nobody out there. There might be a leaf blowing by. Who knows? She just decides she's going to bark when there's nobody there. That's what she does. So I am mixing up a very watery green. This green looks kind of nasty and yucky just because I mixed it with something that was already on the palette. I don't clean my palette very rarely. And that's because I like to use more natural colors. A lot of times you get these paints from the store and they're very vibrant and they don't look as natural, and so I have to tone them down just a little bit. And so I mix them with some dirty brown, dirty reds, and the green will look beautiful no matter what. There's one thing though, I just mixed the green. Let me tell you something we're gonna do. I'm gonna dry this off just a little bit. So down here we're gonna have the red for our poinsettias. And see how I just erased that? You guys can erase anything, okay? Just remember that. Watercolor is very easy to manipulate and erase. So look at that. I just erased that too. So that's where we're going to put some poinsettias. I don't have the actual painting, but let me show you real quick what it's going to look like. And this one is just a bunch of them. So I may end up doing more clusters in one corner. And I'm not even sure if this one's mine, to be honest with you. Did I paint this one? I don't know. I just found it on my phone and I'm like, this is what we're painting. So it might be one of my students, y'all, which is kind of funny. It's kind of funny. All right. So, I don't know, if you guys send out cards or not. This could make a pretty card. I'm not going to send this one out because we don't have time to go get it printed now. But for next year, this is something you can do, okay? Or you can gift this to your mom or someone, anyone on your list. So I'm also going to mix, I have the green already mixed. Now I'm going to mix some red. And some people will tell you you should mix enough for your whole painting. We're doing a small painting, so we don't really need a whole lot. Now, poinsettias, we're going to mix this with the two reds I have. I have two reds. I'm not even sure what they're called. I think this is alizarin crimson, and this might be just red cadmium or scarlet lake, one of those two. Kind of a lighter red. So see how I'm mixing all that up? And we've got some good red. We got some good green. Got both. See? So now I'm going to paint my poinsettias. Two here, you know, two here maybe, three here maybe. I don't know how many. We're just going to go for it. And a lot of people try and mix their colors really dark. And I want to encourage you guys to start with lighter rather than dark. And these are going to be overlapping each other, so of course they're going to blend into each other. And if you don't like the angle of something, turn it. And you can use your brush in a different angle. You don't have to paint it right side up. Also, I'm going to paint some over here. So I'm dipping back in, getting more paint. And do we want to do kind of the same? Or two up here, two big ones? I don't know. We'll see what we do. How many of you have a wreath on your door? Do any of you have wreaths on your door? I still have a cross on my door. I did not switch out anything. My husband put lights on the house, and that was it. We didn't do too much. All right, I just clean this and dry. Clean and dry my brush. Now, I'm looking at this. I want this to kind of dry before I do any more layering on top of there, because if I try and go over the top of those right now, it's just going to keep bleeding. So now we're going to switch to the green. Now I'm getting some water and dipping that water back into my paint to rehydrate it if it dried. It's been dry. Let me just tell you, it's a dry out. So now I'm going to make these little leaves, and they're kind of going towards that way. So we're going to do the same going away from this one. And if you make a mistake, just wipe it off with a clean brush. Like that little dot I got, you can't really see it, but I see it. So I'm just gonna lift it up real quick. I see little dots there. It's okay. And see the line? You can see that line still. That's fine. It's gonna disappear because this is only our first layer. You gotta have multiple layers. So if you're just joining me, let me just let you know a little bit about myself. I am a watercolor artist, but I've always enjoyed art since I was 5. I loved coloring. I wanted to be an artist. My mom said you can't make money being an artist. But eventually I changed majors 3 times in college and became a studio art major. So I learned how to mix colors. I learned how to paint with acrylic and oil and draw and do all kinds of stuff with art. And even stretch your own canvas and make your own frames, but I wasn't that excited about that wood shop stuff, so I stuck to just painting. So now I'm gonna add more to this green that I just did. I'm gonna add more green, so I keep dipping it in my sap green. Sap, it's sappy. I buy sap green by the tube because it's so much easier than mixing green, but you can mix your own greens. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of red to this green. See how it makes it a little darker? Just adding a little bit of red to your green makes it a little bit more like a sage green. All right, so now I'm going to keep going with this, all right? I'm going to keep going with some leaves. That is not dark enough. It's still really very clear. I don't know if I need to add more paint or what, but we're just adding some stuff on top and we're just creating layers. We're not even doing anything exciting. We're just making little leaves. And what I'm doing with the brush is I'm pressing down and letting the point. So use a round brush. The round brush is the best for this. But now I'm going to let this layer of green dry. And so this red poinsettia might be ready to do a second layer. Let's see. Let's see. But so I decided to be an artist. But after graduating, there's not really jobs out there for artists. So I ended up going to a temp agency for a job, and I found that being a secretary is pretty good, pretty easy. So I did that, admin assistant, learned a bunch of computer and things like that. And so that's what I did for a living. But I'll tell you what's funny is that I did start painting for acrylic painting, abstracts painting, and I love those the most. They're giant paintings that I've done. Look at already, you guys. Like, just look. It's so pretty already. Like, I almost feel like I could stop, except I still see that green rim in there, and I want to darken that and get rid of that. So we'll get there. We'll get there. But you gotta let it dry. I think the kids are home. That's probably why the neighbors' kids are outside. I hear their little voices. I need more tea. Hold on. All right, I got some tea. So after college, I did a few arts and craft shows and set up a booth and sold some of my acrylic paintings and sold a couple to like businesses I actually worked for, like the corporation or whatever would be like, I need a painting for the lobby. Can we buy one from you? And I said, sure. I entered a couple little shows, and I was living in San Diego, so I was just entering different competitions and shows and things like that, and sold some paintings. It was fun and I enjoyed it. But it was like a hobby. It wasn't my job. My job to make money. And so, you know, a lot of artists are probably doing some other jobs too, right? Um, but I'll tell you, with this watercolor, I started this in 2020 because we were all in lockdown and everybody had nothing better to do except go on YouTube and learn how to do stuff, right? So that's what we ended up doing. My sister wanted me to paint her a mermaid. All right, I want to show you real quick what I'm going to do next, because this is super important to do at this stage. So I'm getting this yellow. This is like yellow ochre. And I'm just dabbing them in the centers. I'm dabbing yellow in the center. See that? See this? These are very simple techniques where you just dab a little bit on top. And it's kind of a yellowy green, probably because there's some yellow or green or something in there. And that doesn't look like much. Like, you probably don't even see anything different. I can tell a little bit that there's yellow in there. So I like that. And like in the original that I showed you, there's not a ton of yellow in there. So it's okay. But it's enough that I can see it in person. Sometimes on these cameras, during the video, you can't see it as well. That's okay though. That's okay. All right, I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to put a little bit of Viridian green in here. And that's more a bluey green. I'm mixing a new color of green. So it's like a bluey green, Viridian green. I don't use it a lot because it's very vibrant. But if you add a little bit of Payne's Gray into it, let's add a little Payne's Gray, or a lot of Payne's Gray. Let's see what happens. Look at how dark. It's almost like an evergreen color. So that's what we want. We want this pretty evergreen, right? And what we're going to do is we can make some little holly leaves. I haven't done that. And we could do that. We can do a couple little holly leaves. And I'm not making them shaped in a pretty way. I'm just doing a basic shape. That's all we're doing, basic shapes. And they're going to overlap a lot of things anyways. So if you do it and you're not happy, just remember it can be covered up in a way. If it's not too thick, like I'm painting real transparently. But I'm just going to put a couple there. I might put some leaves right here, because I think poinsettias have like some of those little pointy green leaves coming off. Don't they? I think they do. I'm not even looking at a real picture. That's how loose and quick and easy this is. We're not trying to make a super detailed painting. We're just trying to make something very simple, something very quick, something that you enjoy painting. And we're not trying to make it look like a highly realistic. The thing about my paintings, and I've really enjoyed doing these things, is that they do look very, what's the word I'm trying to say? Not, maybe impressionistic, expressionistic, I don't know. That's something. And you might be saying, oh, look at you overlapping that red. That's okay. That's okay. Look at how pretty. Oh my gosh, I love it. Glad I used that green. I may end up doing some more little wispy things. Look at that. These could be like little pine needles. We might put a pine cone, y'all. You want a pine cone in here? Let's do a pine cone. That'd be fun. So look at that. That is looking really pretty. Why are people texting? Texting. You ever get in a group text and like it just blows up your phone? That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Okay, I'm gonna mix a brown, burnt umber, burnt sienna, and Payne's gray are great to mix together because it darkens your browns. I mix kind of that burnt umber, burnt sienna together, like mix them together. Why? Because they're just unique, and you should always be mixing your colors. Don't ever paint straight from the tube, straight from your pan. Let's mix it up. Let's add some colors. Let's add blue to your brown and see what happens. Look at that. See how it's changing color? It's looking fabulous. We're going to put a little pine cone, and little pine cones are like these little dots in a shape like that. And we're going to do another couple little pine conies. But see how it's traveling up that green? It's okay if it does that. Sometimes we don't want that to happen. I think I have some paint on my finger. Oop. I might put another one right here, maybe a little baby one. Little baby pine cone. How's that look? Does that look good? It's fine. They're little baby ones. I may put another one, but 3 is a good one. 3 is good. 5 is good. I've got like some odd numbers here, so that's kind of nice. We may put a couple more little brown things coming. That. And we don't have to be perfect at any of this. Like nobody said we have to be perfect. Now I'm going to pick up some more green. Add some more green in there. Right on top of some of those brown little streakies I did just for fun. And you can do whatever you want. Actually, let's do something else here that might be fun. Let's mix up some more of that sap green into this evergreen color. Let's add some more sap green. And I'm going to get it kind of watery. And I'm going to show you another quick and fun technique that you might want to try when you watercolor. And you can just splatter. Look at that green splattering just around the wreath. Now, if you have not practiced this on some copy paper, you might not get great results. So you need to kind of practice it. But look at that, it's so pretty. So pretty. And I'm just going to let that kind of dry because if you touch stuff that's wet with wet, it's just going to spread. And it's not going to be where you want it. But look at my flowers. My flowers are looking pretty dry. See the shine on the greenery? The greenery, and the pine cones? See that? That means you don't touch that. That is still wet. If it's not shiny, it's pretty good. Good to go. I may add some more yellow in there. I might go cad yellow. Look at that. That's showing a lot brighter. And that's just doing another layer on top. So now we got 2 layers of yellow. But they are different colors of yellow. But they're very subtle, and that's what we want. We want very subtle, okay? Now I could just go in and mix up some more of my red. Maybe a little, lean more towards that Scarlet Lake and see what happens. Look how bright. Ooh, look how bright. And see, I'm not doing it everywhere. Just half of those petals. And those petals are underneath that petal. So we don't want to overlap too much. And if you mess up, it's okay. Sometimes I still mess up. And I don't get too frustrated because I think it looks fine. We want those points going away from the center. If you have to rotate your paper to do so, it's okay. But I'm liking that. I like how that looks in there. And I like how that looks. We're making these points a little bit pointy. A little more pointy. Maybe these are those Aren't there some poinsettias that are like spiky points on them? I think so. I think there are. I could be wrong, but I think there are. So I'm going to let those dry now. I've got so much wet right now on here that I may need to use my heat tool. May need to use it. But it's looking so good right now. Like, and this is so easy. What has it been? Like 30 minutes? And look what we've painted. It's amazing. It's fabulous. It's fabulous. Now, here's another cool thing I might do while it's just a little bit wet is get that alizarin crimson and just dip right in there. No mixing on my palette, just dip it in there and get it nice and load it up with paint on the tip. We're using one brush. Now, there's some hollies that I did over here. And I may do little berries while it's still kind of wet. And you know how they are in little clusters of 3. Let's see if we can do little clusters of 3. So maybe I should zoom in. Should I zoom in? I don't know if I can zoom in. Let's see. Let's see if I can zoom way in. Because, you know, sometimes we want to see it really up close. There we go. So see how I'm doing these little tiny berries right there? Might put some right here. And they're really dark red. I love it. I think it looks great. I'll put some on this side now. Because there's a white space in here that looks like it needs some berries. And you can do anything you want. This is your painting. Always tell people, you're not painting for people. You're painting for yourself. Just enjoy it. Just have fun. Have fun making something. It doesn't have to be perfect or even pretty. It could be like a hot mess, like we all are, right? I love those berries in there. They are looking really pretty. I'm going to add some of that same red. I'm going to just add a little bit onto my poinsettias, like some of this dark red. Maybe. I don't know if I'm doing a good job. It don't matter, right? Does it matter? I'm just trying to get that nice point. But I'm trying to make it a little bit darker, And see, I'm just kind of almost outlining these guys. Look at that. That's so pretty, you guys. Look how pretty that is. And it's just that one color that I'm just bumping it out there a little bit more. Why? Because it's super fun. I'm trying not to make it too busy. But this is going to overlap that one. And you can do this. It may take you time to really get the dexterity. Because I do think that this is a bit of a muscle memory for me now. I've been practicing since 2020 doing things. And I feel like the more you practice this, the better you'll get, obviously. Just like with anything. If you're going to go be a football player, you wouldn't just show up to NFL tryouts without ever practicing. And same thing with painting. If you practice painting, you're going to get better. You're just going to get better. It's going to be better. Oh, this is looking good. It's looking good. And see, my yellows are really quite dark in the center. Now, there is a trick that I've done, and this is very, very simple, but you have to buy something at the store. So, this is called Dr. Phil Martin Bombay white ink. Can you read that? Is it blurry? I can't tell if it's focused or not. Anyways, let's go zoom out just a little bit so we can see this. I keep this on my desk. I keep a little little ceramic bowl, tiny little bowl. I put a little bit of this. It does have an eyedropper, so you can get just like a little bit in there, and you don't need a whole bunch, you know. You can just put a little bit in there. Don't use your nice, don't use your nice paint brushes for this. Use something cheap like this, which is like 25 cents from wherever. Now the cool thing is I'm going to dip this cheap brush in my water, and I'm going to wiggle it around in there and get some white paint on the tip. Now I noticed that my yellow is pretty dry, but I may add this in there just to make it a little lighter. But once this dries, you cannot do anything else to it. Like, you'll be done. You'll be done. So now I want to add some of that brownish for the little dots. Maybe it'll work. And see how it's kind of mixing with that white? And it's okay. Sorry I'm sniffling. I don't know. I've been sneezing. Everybody's sneezing in this house. I feel it's the cat's problems. I don't know if I like that. I might add some more yellow. What happens if I add more yellow? More of this bright yellow. Sometimes you make a mistake and it's like, oh, what are we going to do? That looks yucky, right? It actually doesn't look that yucky. But like when you're painting it and it looks yucky to you, you're just like, ugh, I don't want to paint that anymore. You feel like abandoning it, right? Well, here's a tip. I keep telling people, I say, use your phone, get the camera out. I'm going to show you real quick if I can do that. I'm going to show you how I'm taking a picture of it with my phone. And now I'm going to look at the picture of it on my phone. And that makes me feel, ooh, I actually like how that looks. Rather than being connected to this paper, I can see it objectively on my phone. It's a psychological trick, y'all. It fools your brain into thinking it could be someone else's painting. I don't know how that works, because you know it's your painting, but you can look at it on your phone and it psychologically changes how you feel about it. So it's kind of weird, but I think it's really a clever little trick I use a lot in my classes. I use it a lot for myself because I'm always critical of whether or not it looks good. So I'm like, we can do this. We can take a picture of it, look at it on my phone, and be like, you know what? It's not so bad. It's not so bad. Now I want to add some more green in there. I want maybe a yellowy green. So we can always dip yellow, tip our brush in the yellow and make this more of a yellowy green. And what happens when we do that? We can do that. And it's a lighter color, so it may not do anything. Sometimes we end up just making stuff that looks different and it gives depth to it. So I like doing that sometimes. Just doing something different, right? Sometimes we have things that are all the same color on our painting, and then we get a little bit confused why it's not looking like it has any depth at all to it, right? So you need to be able to put some different colors of green or red or whatever. So we've got different colors in here. We've got different reds, different greens and yellows. We've got all kinds of stuff. I even use the white ink, which is really good to have on your desk if you need it. But then remember, you can't go back. It's like you put that paint on there, you cannot paint over it with watercolor. I'm going to let this sit for just a second because it needs to dry. And I could dry it with my heat tool, but I think I'll just take a sip of my tea and answer any questions in the chat. Do you guys have any questions? We haven't seen much in the chat. I do know that it looks like there's people in the chat, but they're not talking, so that's okay. Hey, did you know you can hit the little button that has a heart? And if you hit the little heart, it will make little hearts pop up on the screen. Do you see the little hearts? I'm doing that. I'm making little hearts. But you guys can make little hearts too. I don't know. I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. I'm like 100 and something, 110 or something like that away from 1,000. And my goal has always been to try and reach 1,000 subscribers, and I can't believe how close I am now. It's so crazy how God is using this channel to reach people and help people to learn about watercolor. I know personally, I was just sitting around thinking, you know, there's people out there that don't try new things because they think they have to have everything perfect. And oh, I love you too, Linda Ball. Mwah! Thank you. But I was like, I'm sitting in my pajamas. My sink is full of dishes. My kitchen's a mess. My house is a mess. But you know what? I want to go paint. And why can't I? Why can't I just go start a painting? Why does my house have to be perfect? Why do I have to be perfect to start a painting, to start something I enjoy? So I decided to video that and just say, look at me. I'm just going, showed my house was a mess, showed I was a mess, and went in my craft room, in this room right here, and started painting and showed you how to paint. And I was like, this is for everyone. Everyone can do this. Everyone can enjoy a hobby that is, you don't have to feel guilty about. You can enjoy it, and it can be for you. I have noticed there's people in my classes, my students, that I would be like, the world needs to see your art because it touches me. It's amazing. And there's other people too that I'm like, you show like a friend or family member and they tell me, oh my gosh, they want this painting. They want me to send it to them. And I'm like, that's what art is. That they love your art. They love you. They love your art. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. It's amazing how people respond. I have some paintings that I've done, the one of Jesus with the little lamb and he's walking next to it on the path, and I'm like, so I get teary-eyed just hearing the stories from people of who've seen it, and it speaks to them and what it means to them. And so art, even if you're not sharing it, but I do recommend sharing your art because you never know who it's going to touch, whose life it's going to change. Art has changed my life for sure. Maybe I've always wanted to be an artist, but I didn't really know how to be an artist. So I follow some people online and I follow their videos and I kind of do what they tell me to do about business. Doing this YouTube thing, I don't know if it'll ever make money, but if it does, great. If not, it's fine too. I'm doing this because I want to just share my joy for art and my joy for creating. And you know me, I've done so many different crafts. I've crocheted a little bit. I've card making for a long time. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. That's a company out of Utah. In fact, I didn't bring it in here. I was going to share my latest, greatest kit with you because normally I bring it to the coffee shop on Thursday and we open it and everybody gets to make something out of it. Well, this, mine didn't show up until after last Thursday. So I wasn't able to bring it to my coffee group that we meet. And so I was like, well, I guess we'll just save it. I don't even know if it's a Christmas. I don't think it's Christmas. I think you can use it for any old time. But do you guys want to see it? Give me a thumbs up if you want to see me open it live. And what I'll do is I'll just show you my desk right now. You can watch my desk while I go run and grab it. It's in another room. I thought I brought it in here. Let me go get it. I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Oh. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Hope you guys didn't miss me too much. Okay, so this is my paper pumpkin. And this is how it comes in the mail. Sometimes it's a different color box. But I never know what it is until I open it up. And let's see. And this is kind of a shameless plug, okay? If you haven't joined Paper Pumpkin, you're a crafter, and you like stamps, you like embellishments, you like easy little kits to make stuff with, and I'm almost thinking this is done. I'm feeling like that's done. We're gonna let it dry a little bit more. I'll put it over there. Put that over there. Okay. So, let's see. I'm gonna open it and you're gonna see how exciting. So first off, we see what color we got. Night of Navy, y'all. If you're Stampin' Up person, you know. You know. That's a good color. So this is hard to see it, but they'll have a little piece of paper in here. Open, open, open is what my friend said. Open, open, open. I think there's a little bit of a delay. Chat to me, but that's okay. I anticipated you guys would say open it. Yes. Yes. Okay, so it does show you a picture of all the cards on the front, but we're going to put this box to the side now. I don't normally do these unboxings, so I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. A lot of people are much better at this kind of thing. I usually have scissors on my desk. I do not see any scissors. I don't see anything pokey. So we're just going to use this. Hopefully I can open this. But already I'm seeing some really pretty embellishments. They're so pretty. I have had some new people join Paper Pumpkin. And so they get their own kits every month. It shows up in your mailbox. So the cost includes shipping, and it's super amazing how much you get with this whole kit. Like, you get so much. So I didn't plan for this to be an impromptu Paper Pumpkin video, but I'm just going to show you guys this whole sheet of dimensionals. Look at how many. Like, it's real hard to see them, but these are dimensionals. There we go. They make it pop up. Pop, pop, pop. And they give you all kinds of fun stuff in here. They give you envelopes. Look at these pretty envelopes. They give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. They give you 9 envelopes. And I know my friend Brenda, I don't know if she's joining us today, she ends up using the envelopes to make more cards. She like cannibalizes the kit and makes more cards out of it. So like here's a card base, and see how there's 3 of these, and you can fold them right there. They're already scored. But you could cut this in half and get 6 bases instead of 3. So that's an idea. It comes with already pre-cut for the words that you stamp on there. It comes with some really fun pre-printed and pre-cut dimensional type thingies. Look at this, is what I love. Y'all, as a watercolor artist, this is watercolory to me. This looks like watercolor. I love it. Again, you could cut them in half and get 6 bases instead of 3. But look at the pretty colors. And this is vellum. Y'all, if you were to buy all of these things separate, it would cost you $80 to $100 to buy everything you needed to make this kit. Instead, you can pay $25 and get it all in one kit. And you'll still have leftovers. Like, look at how pretty this is. I love this. Love it. People do alternative stuff. I sometimes do, but I don't really have time to do that. Look at that gold, rose gold foil on there, or copper foil. I mean, literally cannot buy this stuff. I'm telling you. If you bought dyes to do this, like, ooh, it would cost you money to do that. Money. Because with this little chipboard too. I save all my chipboards. You never know. But this is the stamp. And it says, "Dear friend, thank you, miss you so much. The little things you do for me mean so much. And then you make me feel loved." Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So basically we have the instructions. Everything is in here. It tells you step by step how to do each card. It has a ruler on the side so you know how long to make some things. I don't even know if there's ribbon though in this one. Let me see. They give you this double-sided tape, tear and tape, dimensionals, embellishments, ink, stamp set. Literally everything you need to make cards. So I'm not going to make cards today. It's almost time to be done. We will maybe take this to my first... maybe I'll take these with me when I go to coffee on the first of the year. So the first Thursday. What is the first Thursday? Let me look at my calendar. Because they're going to be closed on this Thursday because it's Christmas. And then they'll probably be closed the 1st since that's New Year's Day. But the 8th, I think I will be at the coffee shop on the 8th of January. So y'all need to come to the coffee shop if you want to make a card. There'll be 3 of each type. But it's upside down. So there's 3 of each of these. So I let everyone just kind of pick which one they want to do. And I have enough for 8 people to do a card. And I do let them just have the full thing. I don't try and get as much out of one kit. But if you sign up for a kit, you can do that. You can also do alternatives to whatever the kit suggests doing. And the cool thing about it is it all goes into this nice little box. I like the tissue paper. I like everything about it. It's like a great little gift for me. And you know you can sign up and get this to yourself. And it's like you don't know what's coming in the mail. So you kind of have a surprise for yourself every month. I kind of like that idea. Surprising myself. So that was that. And let's look back at my little watercolor. My little watercolor. Hello, little watercolor. Let's see. That's close up. Let's see. That's better. So, I have created this beautiful little thing. I may put some more darker areas. Why? Because it's dry now, and sometimes we need to put a little bit of, what's the word? Trying to think. Contrast. So now I'm mixing up a little Payne's Gray and a little burnt umber. Payne's Gray, burnt umber. Look at that. Now I'm going to go back into those little pine cones and maybe add like a darker shadowy area, right? Just a little bit, not too much. I'm doing very random. Very randomly. So sometimes we think, oh, we need to make it super detailed. No, you can tell those are pine cones. You don't need anyone to tell you they're pine cones. Now I may put some more little dots right here in the centers, because all those poinsettias have like little dots, don't they? Is that the stamens? I have no idea what they're called. I think they're just little dots. I'll just put some little dots in there. So they're looking great. I like them. I like how it looks. That was just like some finishing touches, I think. Maybe we could put a couple little more wispy things. Sometimes I like to put little wispies in my painting. Look at that. That's crazy. Crazy. But it's looking good, I think. I don't know. I might overdo it. And that's the thing too. Sometimes when we're doing these paintings, we get a little out of control. We start doing some stuff that maybe we shouldn't have done. But it's okay. Sometimes we learn by overdoing it, right? You don't learn anything if you play it safe. Might do some more little holly looking things over here. I don't know. They're not really perfect, but little jaggies, right? There we go. That looks fairly nice. And you look at it again on your phone if you need to and see what it needs. Sometimes you look at it and you're like, it looks great. Other times you'll look at it and you'll say, well, it looks too samey. So let's put some darker colors in here. And I'm just using that brown right on top of my green, but just on part of those because I think they need a shadow side. And if you do one side a shadow, then it should look okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, obviously, but it just adds a little shadow in there, which I think looks fabulous. So, and I think we're done. I could do a couple little splatters of red, and I could write Merry Christmas in the middle, and I can't draw very good or write really good, so let me do it in pencil. But I could do Merry and a Christmas. Did I spell it right? Sometimes my spelling ain't that great. And now I'm doing it with a pen. And I can always erase if I don't follow it perfectly. I think I did pretty good. Merry Christmas. And that could be your card. Don't forget to sign. Put my little JP 2025 right there in the corner. I think it's great. That would be a perfect card. Wouldn't that make a perfect card if you could get it out in time? Of course. Hey Jordy, how's it going? Linda said they don't have to be traditional. Are you talking about the paper pumpkin kit? My hair's falling out, y'all. So yeah, paper pumpkin does not have to be. Oh, those cards in the kit could be Christmassy. They could. Just beautiful. Yes. Thank you, Linda. You're so sweet. Thank you. I'm going to get my little deck of cards that has scripture on them. Because you know what I do. You know how I do these things. I take this little card deck now. Oh, the card. Yes. Linda said the card. So sometimes, I don't know, maybe we need to hear the same thing twice in a row. I don't even know what we heard last year. I mean last year. I can't say last year until the new year, but I meant last week. Oh, this is good. Philippians 4:13. And it says, don't forget this promise. You can do all things through him who strengthens you. So God strengthens you. You can do all things. Sometimes we go through hard things. I was listening to this video about the Holocaust, and it was this one lady was put in a concentration camp for hiding Jews, and she hated it. She was about to go bazonkers because there was fleas everywhere and all kinds of horrible living conditions. And her sister said, let's give thanks for everything. Count it all joy is what James tells us, right? So they started saying they were thankful for each other. They were thankful for their bed, thankful for whatever provisions they had, each other, and being able to speak about Jesus and pray and praise him, and even thank the Lord for the fleas. Why? Why would you thank him for the fleas? Well, guess what? They ended up finding out after they were released from the concentration camp. They asked the guards, why didn't you come in here? And they said it was because of the fleas. But because the fleas were in there, the guards did not stop them from praising and worshiping. Isn't that amazing? I feel like so many times we want to wish away, pray away all of our trials, all of our tribulations, all of the things going wrong in our life. And I mean, nobody wants to be uncomfortable or in pain. Nobody wants to have difficult people in your life, in our lives. So we do pray, like, take it away, Lord. We don't want this. But guess what? Sometimes those are the exact things we needed for whatever reason. God knows all. So we just ask him to strengthen us, because we can do all things through him who gives us strength. So if we have that hope that he's with us in the storms, he's with us through the trials, he's with us in the discomfort of our lives. Sometimes we're with people that might not be the friendliest people, might not be encouraging us, might not be pouring into us, but maybe we're called to be the light for them. Maybe God has a plan for them to come to Jesus, or they have a plan. He has a plan for them to just be changed and transformed by the gospel that you share. And I know it's hard. It's hard to share the gospel. Like, I'm on here, I'm talking to a camera. And even though there's a chat that people could say things to me, it's pretty easy to just talk to a camera. Talking to real people face to face, that's a whole nother level of fear for me. Sometimes I'm like, what should I do? And so I think about it and I'm like, someone is pulling into our driveway. I don't know who that is. Maybe they're just turning around. But I do think that sometimes talking to someone that you think they won't ever change or they won't ever accept the gospel, why bother? Why bother? It's not going to do any good. But guess what? Philippians 4:13, what does it say? You can do all things through him who strengthens you. So when it's hard to do it, just know that it's not your strength that does it. It's his strength that does it. So you just be obedient and faithful to the calling that you have on your life. This is my calling. Doing a video for y'all. Teaching you about watercolor. Teaching you about whatever. And sharing the gospel. Because that's first and foremost why I exist, is because of Jesus. And I wouldn't be here, y'all. When I was a teenager, I did crazy things that should have wound me up in the grave. But by the grace of God, I am here, and I am able to just share what I know about art and about just being kind to one another and loving. And don't be a preachy gospel person. Don't be one of those, you're going to hell. Don't do that. I mean, it just doesn't work. It's not the way that no one got through to me by that. And the only way that I am a changed person is because someone said, why don't you paint in your Bible? And I don't have my Bible here, but I would show you some pages in my Bible where I painted. And it was the most beautiful thing that ever, it was the Word of God and my art, and it was beautiful. And it made my heart open up and listen to the Word and be desiring to hear the word and read the word and paint the word. So that's how I changed, is by someone inviting me. So instead of telling people, hey, how you're living is wrong, why don't you just say, hey, you want to get together for some coffee? Let's go have some coffee, and like show them something artistic that you're working on, and say, oh, and by the way, I feel very strongly like the Lord is leading me to share something with you. And just tell them how you feel about God. You don't have to tell them anything for them. Just say, it's on my heart to share how I've been changed by this relationship. And they can't deny that. Your own testimony, no one can deny that, because it's personal. So if you are a Christian out there and you're watching this and you feel encouraged now to share your testimony with someone, I hope that happens. I'll pray for you. I'll pray for everybody on the chat, and then whoever watches this video, I pray for you guys. I do pray that you have a blessed and very Merry Christmas. I might do some videos again, like little shorts, maybe if I have time before Christmas. But if not, just have a wonderful Christmas. Enjoy being with friends and family. If there's, burnt turkeys that are too dry to eat, then just thank God for that. And, who knows, maybe it means you're going to try eating something else. Maybe he's saving you from whatever would have been transferred from that turkey. Who knows, right? Just thank him for everything. And I thank him for you guys. So I hope you have a blessed day. And I love y'all. And we'll see you next time.